Hey! Welcome to all of our dear friends on Twitch. This is another fine night where you've come to the Plot Points table with the Plot Points players. Wow, there's a lot of P's there. Man, tongue twisters here on Plot Points. Thanks for joining us here tonight. We're going to be picking up where we left off last week. But first, I'd like each person to go around and introduce themselves. And I'm just going to call it the round the clock since we're all in the same spot. Starting with Eric, and then he'll go above him to Kitty. And we're just going to go right around in a circle. Eric, start us off if you would. Awesome. Before you do, Colton, I just got a message saying that they couldn't hear Eric. So I'd like anybody else who's on the Twitch chat to chime in if you can't hear him. Because it sounds good to me in my ear, but I don't know if we're not putting it out the same way.
Maybe because his microphone is up.
Through well, or you've got the wrong device.
You couldn't hear. Yep, there you go. I don't think anybody could hear you at all, Eric. And
really?
Because during that, when we were setting everything up, I turned it off. So yeah, go ahead, do that again, Eric.
Just one more time.
All right. What's going on, guys? Okay, so if you didn't already know, I play the character B.O.S.E, the monster of rock and other things. But super excited to be here. Session 2. Who knows what's gonna happen? Like I said earlier, if you didn't hear me before, might throw another cow. Who knows? But other than that, I'm just super happy to be here and super excited to see what's gonna be happening tonight. I'm gonna throw it off to Colton.
Hey, my name's Colton. I play Klaak, Goblin Barbarian. I'm pretty excited to play tonight. Been looking forward to it all week. I do a little bit of role-playing on Grand Theft Auto every once in a while, but me and a couple other friends are taking a little break from it, so we've been playing some private games of D&D. And I can pass it over to Stranger.
Yeah, hi, I'm Stranger. I play Nerida, the swashbuckling water genasi rogue. When I'm not here, you can find me at DecaQueers on Facebook, decaqueers.com, where I do a queer D&D podcast, where we upload 3 times a week, usually, if I edit properly. That's all. That's all about me. Alex.
Howdy, I'm Alex. Some people call me John or Jonathan. They're weird. Don't listen to them. But I do all sorts of things. Right now I'm a full-time student, but I also volunteer for an organization called Mental Health America. You should check them out. Maybe see where you can volunteer. Really cool stuff these days. And I also do a podcast called 3 Minds Podcast with my 2 other siblings. If you're interested in that, stay till the end of the show, and I'll drop a link. Also, I play a character named Rembrandt, who is a Tiefling artificer who is trying his very best to stay out of trouble when this group seems to be doing their absolute most to get back into it. So I think that leaves Kitty.
I think so. Hi. I play Huxley, resident cleric, resident human. But in real life, I do a YouTube channel, an animation YouTube channel, where sometimes I post up art and other stuff. And that's all I got.
Sweet.
Oh,
no. Go ahead.
By the way, sorry, before we go any further, I just want to let you all know that a recent miracle has occurred. I have been blessed with inspiration after finding Once Lost Shades and Inspiration.
Oh, that is awesome.
So nothing could go wrong this session. That's what I'm starting it off with. Nothing could go wrong.
I need to create a challenge accepted
button. To go wrong.
Yes.
Now, I do want to point out that you said that, and if we all look to the left of the screen, it says force Remy to crit re-roll 20. So, all in the heads of our Twitch viewers. So, they're like, nothing can go wrong, re-roll. Nothing can go right, re-roll. It's like...
John, since you're giving out a lot of personal information, how much would your bank account be if it was your social security number?
I didn't realize I was giving out.
A very wise
He did.
question.
John did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so moving on from there. Yeah, I was.
Wow.
What personal information am I giving out? I'm like,
Transition.
yeah, totally threw
Dungeons
me
and
off.
Dragons, Sean. Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay. And as I was trying to segue initially, we're going to step back into this. There's really not much to say other than Legend and Song is a senile dungeon master, so literally my players get stuff over on me all the time. But it's either that or I'm really nice. I don't know which. We'll see if Tiamat shows up today, and then you guys can tell me. Starting it off. Last week we left off with our players exiting the tavern, having successfully knocked down walls, killed and slaughtered a cow, put blood everywhere, did something with some people in a back room where they had a map and gems and tried to get them out. I think they killed somebody and left the body on a couch. Successfully robbed the innkeep, but they did pay them for a really nice bottle of wine. So really, when you talk about shenanigans in a first session, they really took it to the 9s on that one. But you know what? What comes after 9 comes after 10. Well, these go to 11, and these guys walked out the door, and the next thing you know, after killing the cow from the person and paying them off, they walked out to see just outside on the street, some guards. And let's see if the map is kind of set with this one. Yeah, that'll work for me. Where's my player tokens? Oh my god, the guards are all alone. There are no players. But those are not the guards that I was thinking of. These are not the guards we're looking for. That's all right. We'll go back to the main map for now.
On the main map, I put some guards outside since you said there were only 2.
Yeah, but... Yeah, okay. I see what you did there. That's all good. Those are not the guards that are there yet, though. But that's okay, because I love them just the same. They're really nice. They're friendly. They're not going to be there for a round yet. These two have walked out the front door, and I believe they saw that the cow owner was working with the guards, local constabulary. I'm sorry, I'm looking at a couple different things, everybody. The cow lord, the person that they just paid off, is talking to a couple of the guards, and he mysteriously points over at them. And when I say mysteriously, it's more like, dude, it's them right there. And right out into that walks Nerida and Remy hand in hand. You see one of the guards shrug his eyes now that obviously the villain who kills cows is walking out, which makes no sense because, it was a big stone guy before. But he's pointing at all of them, maybe because they were part of the thing, maybe because they're walking out and he doesn't want to deal with these guys. You won't know till you engage them. And considering the two shove the cow person away, who seems somewhat relieved, and then marches right up to them at the door, you are now challenged, Remy and Nerida, by these guards confronting them. And I will bring those to the other layer. Map and background layer. No, they're on the DM layer, aren't they? DM overlay. Nope. Boop, boop, boop. You guys can pick it up.
Watch where you're going. I know you're drunk, but you don't have to be a fire hazard.
Were we going somewhere?
Yes, away, I believe.
Right. Alright, away. Oh, hello!
And you know what? We're going to give a wonderful little moment here. Nerida, can you make a constitution check for me, please?
Oh, please don't vomit on me. Please don't vomit on me.
Yeah, I can do that.
You're looking a bit green. Are you okay?
I'm
Normally you look blue,
not...
so I don't know the difference here.
Constitution saving throw or check?
Oh, make it a save.
Alright.
She's like, I have advantage or something, probably.
11.
No, not after your 9 shots. projectile vomit does occur, but it is not on Remy. It's all over the guard that just approached and came face to face. And when it comes out, it is not a projectile vomit. You're still talking, Remy, and she's still going. And it's like still going. And he gets hit in the mouth and the face and the front, and she's still going. And you're like, she only took 3 shots. Where is it all coming from? And it like comes out for like so long of a time. You're like, dude, I should have like set my sundial by this. Honestly. And the other guard laughs, and the guard who walked up to you first just turns shades of red. Reaches over, is reaching towards his sword. I'll give you a reaction before you get his full mouthful of vomit and anger.
Oh gosh.
And by the way, Nerida, if you remember, you were rolling with disadvantage, but the 11 was already low enough. By vomiting, you're no longer rolling at disadvantage on your con saves.
Okay.
Let's not pull out anything pointy yet. She's just very ill, very, very ill. You know, you should go get checked out by a doctor. I think that might, right now, very urgently, you might need to be checked out by a physician.
The man looks at you, finishes drawing his sword, points at you, and sticks it in your chest. And of course, you have no armor. You're just dressed in these kind of rags, looking all tattery and whatnot. And gently stabs you in the chest and says, "Shut up, Tiefling."
How do you gently stab?
He doesn't pierce your chest, so he enables you to move rather than shoving it in and stabbing you.
Okay.
Like he pokes you rather than pierces you, if that works.
Right. Yep. Shutting up now.
Then he looks over at Nerida. Now, of course, anybody inside, you can see with the open doors that they've been approached by a guard, and you guys might have at the table been. You heard the vomit. I don't know if any of you chose to look over.
B.O.S.E, it's time to go.
Perhaps. It seems like someone might need us. B.O.S.E would like to go out first and see what's going on.
I just follow behind him.
Huxley, how about you? What are you doing?
I will follow the rest of the group.
You're not gonna knock on that door back there? I thought you were gonna ask for money.
Yeah,
I was, but my group is leaving.
So I'll pound my drink, so that's 3 shots.
Oof.
And get up from the table.
Bye.
You have made your way. Wait, you just took 3 shots?
Yeah, I just
No,
pound the rest of my whole drink.
Yeah, so it was a triple shot. So
Oh, okay.
He's a goblin.
Okay. Yeah, 1 triple shot does not take you down.
Okay.
All right. I thought you were taking, like, there were other ones, because we never
All the
finished off
table
that
drinks?
bottle. Yeah, because Nerida had pulled the
Because I
bottle
have
in
the
close.
bottle.
Yeah, I think they have it. I just was sipping mine, and then when we got up to leave, I just drank the rest of my drink and set it down.
Okay. I was like, oh, we're all going for the pass-out game. We're gonna, and this game is suddenly we all wake up in prison.
Oh no.
You're literally getting to the door just about the time that Nerida finishes puking all over this guy, and you see him pull the sword, poke the tiefling who backs up just a foot or two, not quite out of his spare, and he bumps into B.O.S.E, who is behind him now. And now the guard immediately accosts Nerida, who's, again, still under the effects. She's not her. She's probably doing that same thing, imagining that she's super stealthy or something like that. We all saw her stealth when she's, like, had a few too many to drink. Nerida, the guard says directly to you, "So, you lead this rabble? You're dressed for it, better than everybody else."
No, a lady likes to look nice. So,
That is not.
no, I don't lead nothing. No.
He says, "They've all gathered in behind you." And that's what they...
Because I'm blocking the door. I think.
Says you're going to be blocking more than that. His buddy is now up with him, and these 2 guards are now face to face with you. You want to pull 2 of those blue tokens up for me real quick? I can't seem to figure out how to... I went to the object layer, but it wasn't letting me grab them and bring them forward. Right-click on them. Yeah. Usually I just right-click on them and say, move to the main layer, but
You have to be on GM. You have to be on GM layer, and then you go to. Then you right click.
Thank you. It's been a little while since I used Roll20, so I appreciate
May I
it.
talk now?
And I need to move your token because you're kind of like there. I kind of pushed the wrong token back before. I didn't have it blown up on my screen. So pardon me while I adjust the map so that it's a little more accurate. We got this one in his face, his buddy just coming up next to him, and the tiefling just back a little bit. Okay, there you go. Go ahead, Remy.
May I speak? I don't think we need to be blocking anything. I'm sure if you just tell us what the problem is, maybe it's a mistaken case of identity, but we can, no need for swords and all that. After all, getting yourself bloody would just make more work for you later, right?
His buddy next to him tells you to shut up. Tells you absolutely.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Huxley.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I was gonna walk over and put a hand also on Nerida. I'm saying that right?
Yeah.
Nerida.
The only effective way out at the moment for Huxley would be going out the smashed wall or out the window of the
to get outside.
Wall. I guess there's really no.
Them?
Yeah, they're blocking the doorway. You see BOSE in front there.
That's fine. I'll walk out the window.
Through the smashed wall, comes out and starts approaching right up.
And I'm just gonna put my hand on Nerida and say a prayer for her that she remain okay and cast Sanctuary on her to ward creatures against attacking her.
All right. So, so that everybody saw this, I lied. Basically, and I'll redo it, she walks out through the window and puts herself right in between the guards and the tiefling so that she can touch. It's the only way you could get there with movement. So literally...
Oh gosh, please... Please don't mind him. He's an idiot. Genuinely, his brain does not function.
Immediately, the bodyguard that's come up, what's wrong with you people? Shoves Huxley while Huxley still got the hand on Nerida, and the spell goes off no problem whatsoever. Shoves him back into the tiefling, who bumps back further into BOSE, who's now getting shoved at, and literally it's like this domino until it hits the wall of boulders behind. So like it's coconuts, knock, knock, into the wall, and then it stops. Klaak, what are you doing during all this?
So if I saw Huxley go through the door, like the broken thing, so I'd like to come out right here, and then I'll tell the guards, obviously I'm in charge.
The guard the guard who's just shoved the one looks at you. The other one who's still trying to deal with Nerida is going to continue on working with her in a moment. I'll pick him up in a second. But the one has just shoved away the Huxley and the tiefling, clearly they are acting like idiots, looks over at the goblin and he says, "What's your name?"
It's Klaak.
You say this, and can you described your jaw earlier once. Can you describe what your mouth looks like, what he sees?
Yeah, it just teeth. Like my whole face just pretty much looks like teeth. Like it's just like a giant, and I'm smiling. I'm really happy that I'm taking. Nobody else wants to be in charge. I'm very happy to be in charge.
Klaak's, there, and are you a thin goblin? Are you
No, he's just a all big ball of muscle, darker green skin. Just, I don't know, like a toadstool.
That works for me. So this dark screen, super overly muscled goblin smiles at the individual when he's addressed, showing these rows of teeth like a shark. And the guard stops for one moment. I'd like you to make an intimidation check for me. I know you haven't purposely done it, but I don't think he was quite expecting this.
Oh, intimidation?
Yep.
Okay.
This is what happens when you get involved with lots of people, Rembrandt. Things never go well when there's lots of people.
BOSE, despite the fact that they are in front of you, you're tall enough at 8 feet, when you go through the doors, you can see over them. And you notice the guard that's addressing Klaak reach back with his elbow and bump his buddy. Just gently. Yeah, you're the only one that notices it. Nobody else gets to roll for it because nobody's actively trying to perceive. Klaak, on the other hand, this guard who stops for a moment at your smile says, "Why are you killing cows? We heard that you came in here, smashed out the front of the tavern," is addressing it. And at this point, Klaak and... Oh, Nerida, you'd have disadvantage. Yeah, Klaak, Nerida, and Huxley can make a perception roll for me, please.
Nope.
Nope. Boom. And what did we end up getting on those? Show me my studio mode here. Oh, yeah, Nerida, that's a definite no. Klaak, all right. And why did Nerida went twice? Did you have advantage on that?
You said disadvantage.
Ah, okay. Yep, yeah, because you don't have disadvantage on your con checks, but yeah, you're still drunk. You're just not dying of it now. You've been able to spell. And Huxley, where's yours?
I thought it was Nerida. I didn't know I was. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah.
Perception.
Yep. Sweet. You are actually able to see. Klaak. You see that they've got company coming. Why did I said move them to the object layer. What are you doing?
Are you on the
in
wrong
GM
layer
layer?
again?
Oh, I'm still on the wrong layer. Yeah, I think she got it. Yeah. Gotta get used to roll 20 again. You do it, and then you gotta come back. Oh my gosh. I love roll 20 because it's free, and now it's on paint. Really? This is what slows me down. I don't like doing this. This is why I like narrative. But I know our viewers prefer maps. Objects and tokens. Come back to grab. Click. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Always slows down my storytelling. So, Klaak, you can see that they've got company coming. Huxley, you notice that these ones that are coming are wearing red belts around their waist. And they're not dressed the same as the ones that are in front of you. So the ones that are in front of you that have come up to you are human. You can't quite tell if the ones that are coming at a distance are human. They're definitely humanoid, obviously. But the ones in front of you seem to be human and bearded and dressed in different sets of armor. They definitely appear warlike, but probably the only thing that you would really notice about them is that sets them apart is the brown that is distinctive on different parts of their armor that they're wearing. But the couple coming that you can see are wearing red sashes. Klaak, you don't notice the difference in their colors, but you see some more stinking humans coming. So obviously their buddies ready to, whether it's different ranks or whatever, but that's coming at you. The guards that are harassing, well, the one that's talking to Nerida, I want to zoom back in on Nerida for a moment, reaches out to grab you specifically. You know, after you've just gotten done puking all over him. Do you want to react in any way or just let him, let this play out?
Oh, he's not going to grab me. I'm not going to let it happen.
Okay, so I would like you to make a dexterity check. It is not a save. Dexterity check. It's an opposed check. He's trying to grab you, and you have disadvantage because you are still drunk.
God damn it. That's a 9.
She's like, learning my first lesson. Don't get drunk right off the bat.
Oh no, I haven't learned anything.
Oh, wow, no. These guys nail you. He nails you. This guy, like, you guys, you're next to her, Remy, and he reaches out to grab her, and she kind of, like, goes just flopping with her arms, like, and he, like, grabs her around the chest, props her up on her feet, and says, I don't know what the heck is wrong with you, but you're going to jail.
For what?
Oh dear.
He looks down at himself, grabs some of the puke, and smears it on your face. For this. For assaulting the guard.
That is not an assault. I could do an assault, but I have.
Nerida, do not do an assault.
Respect for you.
Did I hear assault?
Yes. That's it. Respect for the guards. Yes, that is what I have.
Nerida, in her drunkenness, has heard assault. Everybody else has heard insult. So, Klaak, what about you? What are you up to?
So they asked me a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, well, why are cows stampeding through your town? This doesn't seem to be my fault that they come clattering around.
He says, the cowkeeper says that you came out in the middle of his cow herd. 6 cows released. 5 of them still running around right now.
Came out in his herd in the town?
The alley that you came out from was right next to these. Oh, okay. All right.
I know.
Thought, he must have forgotten. Good. You know what? You could have a plot point for that. Add that to your pool. Oh, and I need to look at some Twitch chat. I haven't seen our Twitch chat yet for a bit. We got anything going on there? And that's definitely not coming up right.
Just Wolf's dad and a couple other folks saying hi.
Oh, cool. There we go. Now it's up there, right? Well, welcome, Wolf's dad. Welcome, everybody else. I might have to adjust that. I can't quite read the name, so boom.
I paid the farmer. I paid the innkeep. Now what? Do I have to pay you off as well?
B.O.S.E would also just
You have advantage because of the intimidation. Make a persuasion roll. I had not thought of that. This guy actually could be bribed, especially since you've already intimidated him. And then B.O.S.E, as soon as he makes his roll, I'd like to hear what you were saying, regardless of his roll.
Oops, I did intimidation again. It's the same, but it's the wrong one.
All right. Well, if it's the same, I won't have you re-roll it. Otherwise, I'd have given you a re-roll free.
And you said advantage then?
Yes, you do. So yeah, you're re-rolling anyway. Have another plot point for remembering that. Man! Oh, this is like the Void all over again. It's like, really?
Oh, it's just gonna follow me anyway.
There's no way. There's no way. But you know. Here's the interesting thing. It's not an opposed roll, unlike a check. And I only set the DC in my head, and the DC is easy, so that's a 5. So literally, you actually won it anyway. He's like, yeah, 10 gold. And he reaches behind him, and now all of you can see, including Remy, who's kind of like peeking out from behind him. Being stealthy, Remy. I don't know, are you like trying to disappear? Do you want to try and sneak back into the inn, or?
Remy wants nothing more than to not be where he currently is. He wants to be gone. He wants to be as far away as he's looking everywhere. He's looking at everything. If there's like a cow on fire in a field, he's going to use it as a distraction. If he needs to set the cow on fire in the field, he will do that as well.
You have an opportunity with him grabbing Nerida forward and whatnot and smearing the stuff on their face, and the other one being distracted by Klaak, to slip by B.O.S.E, who is standing in the middle of the double door, and you're thin enough and small enough after this long starvation era for you. You could get through there. Not even a roll if you would like. You may move back into the tavern.
100%.
Unless B.O.S grabs you on the way by. I mean, he could always. You'd be entering and exiting in space.
As he passes by B.O.S, he'll say, "They used the J word," and then he and then he just sort of is, and he's gonna make a beeline for that back room.
All right, you've got more movement, so go ahead and make your movement. And B.O.S, what were you saying?
Well, it's funny because B.O.S wanted to move right behind Klaak, and right after, I guess, a guard says like 10 gold. B.O.S is gonna go ahead and say, "You will take 5."
So you're literally going out through the smashed area to get out there, is what you're doing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So B.O.S disappears from behind, crash through the rubble, comes out, gets over near his buddy Klaak, and then judges and says, "You will take 5." And he says, yeah, 5 is good. And right about that time is when, and I keep grabbing the wrong thing because I'm looking at the wrong screen. Boom. The other guards come up next to them and immediately bark, what's this? You trying to roll people in our neighborhood again? And it becomes apparent to everybody that these guards aren't working together. The one that is with Nerida shoves her back roughly onto the floor. You get to make, again, a disadvantage dexterity thing to keep your feet. Otherwise, you're going to be shoved prone and knocked 10 feet back.
Can I willingly go to my feet? Like, fall backwards?
Oh, yeah, you can absolutely just fall prone.
I will fall prone and be like, ah! How dare you! Gods are roughing me! This is uncalled for!
So put your token 10 feet back there in the tavern.
Yeah.
And you accost them. And the guard that actually came up, the one that would have been nearest to you with the red sash, looks over and says, roughing up women too, are you?
Yes, that's exactly!
Huxley, you got anything to add?
No.
I'm sorry, after watching the chat, like when they cut out different things that were said last time, and I'm like, all I'm thinking is that's going to be the one for this week. You got anything to add? No. Just pause. No. Oh, God. You know what? I have a plot point. In fact, everybody gets 2 plot points so far. Oh my God, that was funny. All right, let me go over here. Twitch chat. Come back here. The 2 guards that were roughing you up immediately get into this altercation with these other 2. It becomes clear that they don't work for one another. And in fact, as they're being argued about it, it starts to heat up and escalate. What are you guys doing while this is happening? Because it's more than rounds and we haven't rolled into initiative yet. So I need to kind of understand what your motivations are.
So Remy is trying to make a beeline for that back room, find
You're
a
at the back
napkin or
room?
anything. Yeah, find a napkin or anything that he can find that can slip under the door. And the game plan is to use the artificer thing where you can put a 6-second sound, like verbal message into an object, and then slide that under the door, saying, I don't know who you are, but guards are poking around. Guards are here, and they're looking and poking around.
So, and you're doing that with what? A spell? Or?
A spell. It's an artificer ability where you can just imbue an object.
That's right, with the text.
With
I
an
remember.
action.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I do
you
remember
can do
that
it with
now.
a verbal message as well. So.
And so it's going to be a verbal message on this?
Yeah, it's audibly, so it sounds like
Perfect.
the voice is coming from the room, but it's if they'd be able to see it's coming from the object if they looked at it.
Perfect. So Remy really quick sees that over here there's a body laying slumped on the couch that it still happens to have a cocktail napkin underneath it. You pull it out. Look, they must have been wiping their face or something because there's some junk on it. You put your spell onto it and quickly tuck it under the door with your voice coming out on the other side. Now, do you happen to remember who it was that got killed on the couch last week and left there for dead?
I don't remember.
Nerida?
Nobody actually
Nobody got
did.
murdered.
No.
I don't remember. I don't remember anyone ever being murdered there.
Except
No.
Ed Cow.
Do you remember who it was? Oh,
I
you
feel
guys
like I
need to
would
rewatch
remember
last
a
week.
murder.
It was a very stealthy, we're slipping, putting the person over on the couch. You don't remember him? Oh, our viewers will remember. It'll be fun. So there's a
Does
person.
anyone remember this?
Hey, if I'm wrong on this one, I'll give everybody a golden crit.
Chat even says they don't remember.
They don't
Someone
remember
being
it.
murdered.
I did not specifically say murder. You don't remember the person on the couch last week? That when Nerida was going down, we're stealthily doing this. No? Am I imagining this? Did this whole thing happen in a dream? It might have. I've been going to school from 11 at night till 11 in the morning each day, and then doing my daily duties.
I mean, your world, dog. If there's a dead body there,
There's a dead body.
There's somebody that's passed out there that you got a napkin from under. I'm gonna wait. We
Is it a
got
bloody napkin?
Doggerty D&D says no, and Wolves Dad says nothing yet. So we'll wait on what the other two say. I think it was towards the end of the session, but I seem to remember the person going over there. I had a note here that that you guys didn't know, but the person's actually
We didn't
dead.
kill anyone, though. Correct? That is not what you're saying.
That is not what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying was correct, that there is a dead body there. And there absolutely is a dead body that you just pulled the napkin out from
Okay.
under and used to
Well-
slip a voice spell under. But my notes say that it's from that action, so I will have to either go back. Wolf's Dad says no, so I'm going to give each of you, because I made a very bad bet, that it's a golden crit to each of you. Those are worth 20 plot points apiece, and that will be the only time in this entire campaign that happens. And
Fair enough.
Dead earns an inspiration, the first inspiration of the game. Dead has earned. So let me give that to you, because Dead says, instead of chiming in and saying going one way or the other, he's like, I wasn't here last game. So so he has earned the first inspiration of the game. Dead, how that works, if you are not familiar with our stream, you can give inspiration to any player at any time you would like. Normally, and when we get the other stuff ready, I'll have little tokens next to them that say who has inspiration or not, but it's still, we're only on session 2, so nobody had inspiration yet. Which means, if you choose to use this now, you may say, so-and-so has inspiration, and they'll mark it on their sheet, and they will have that, and then it will go back to 0. Otherwise, you may wait till later in combat or something else and say, so-and-so has inspiration. And actually, anybody in chat can do it. We just keep a pool here. People earn it, but I usually say why. So, there we go. All that to say, you are at the back room. You put this spell underneath.
Yep.
Your voice goes off. What are you doing while your voice goes off? Are you exiting, or are you just waiting on the other
I
side
am
of the door?
immediately walking away.
Where do you want to walk to?
Smooth.
Are you walking back to the front bar?
Is the bartender still there? Like on the map, like still just working around? And
The
doing stuff?
bartender has moved over here so that they can surreptitiously listen to the doorway better.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit right in front of the bartender if I can. Just give him a little curt nod and watch the show with him.
Okay, you have moved all the way back to the stool. We're going to cut outside for a minute before I give you the results of that.
Yep.
Anybody outside want to talk about their actions and intent?
I'm pretty excited about a fight about to happen, unless BO.S.E stops me.
Oh, God.
They're not cows, so I think you're good.
Yeah, we can kill all of them, right?
Yeah.
Huxley seems like he's confused mostly about the fight that was happening. Then Nerida walked back inside and he thought he was helping Nerida, but now those two are getting into a fight and he seems to be playing catch up.
That seems about right for him.
Perpetually confused.
Boy, boy. I am going to, from where I'm at, I'm going to, I don't think I notice Rembrandt doing what he's doing, because I'm drunk. But I do
Probably.
know that the guards are distracted by each other. So I'm going to glance over at Rembrandt and be like, now is time to leave. You could have left. Again. Goodbye.
You say that to like air. Oh wait, no, you're in there. Oh,
Yeah, I'm in there.
Okay.
She's over there laying on the floor.
And I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna sneak over here. Sneaking in relation to the guards that aren't paying attention to me anymore, not to like the rest of the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you just keep yourself low,
Rembrandt-
crawl
Rembrandt
around the
looks at
floor
the-
and get there. And stand up.
Rembrandt looks at the bartender and says, I think it's best if we don't know her. Great.
And
Like crawling Genasi.
Then you're crawling away?
no, I stood up and I wobbled over.
There you go.
And I am going to slip, I'm gonna try to like slip, I guess, over to this window over here.
You have to remember that the cows came crashing through, so this corner is all knocked down. This is all
Good.
open.
Excellent. Then I'm going to sneak to the furthest part away from the guards, and I'm going to just slip out of the exit and just kind of try to sneak out.
So you're intending to do all that. You're moving over in that direction and whatnot.
Yeah.
Outside, Klaak is getting ready for battle. BO.SE, what's your intent?
Pretty much pose up a storm until either somebody throws a punch or people start going away.
Then that being said, everybody roll for initiative.
Oh gosh, all right. I hope I did
Nice.
something. I feel like I definitely did something.
Ah, jeez, I forgot to click the.
And since Rembrandt,
there we go.
normally it's like
It won't do it
it's
for
vague
mine.
on the rules for the object specifically, but since Rembrandt doesn't know when they'll hear it the first time, you can assume that spell just keeps going and going and going and going. Like this message does not stop until the object is destroyed.
Really? So,
Yeah.
oh, wow. Wow. Okay. I see what you
Or
did
until
there.
he dispels it, but he hasn't dispelled it yet because he's waiting for him to leave.
I love it. Hey, you didn't need any verbal, semantic, or material components for that, did you? I mean, the material, obviously, the rag is fine. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a artificer
feature.
ability. Imbue a tiny object with magical properties of your choice.
Huh. All right, how do I pull up their character sheet? Is it shift? There it is. I need to roll some initiative. It was the shift I was forgetting. It's been a while. I haven't been on here for a while. Oh, look at them
Double click.
coming in nice.
I had my token
Yeah, I don't know
clicked
what their DC
when
is. Just I mean, what their CR is, by the way. I just like assign those sheets randomly.
All right, so this will
Please
have to
check
be
those
the other
for me.
one. Oh no, we're good. I'm liking
Okay.
this. 80 hit points apiece is good. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, heck yeah, love that.
What?
Aw, poor other guys. All right, let's arrange this descending.
And I'm
And I
just
said
gonna
put them
do
in.
this.
Is everybody rolled in? All right.
Mine's not.
If you want to sort initiative by descent,
I'll just
click
fix
your-
my own.
yeah, Control U it up.
I'll do it this way instead of Beyond 20, because Beyond 20 won't work for me for getting me an initiative, no matter what I do.
For giving you what? Initiative? Really?
Yeah, like I'll have it clicked and I'll click in the initiative thing, like what you guys have said before, it just won't work for me.
Well, one of these times off
Sean,
session we gotta work.
Do you want those rolls whispered to you, by the way?
Which rolls whispered?
The NPC rolls. So like you'd have a DM screen basically.
Oh no, I throw them right into the order.
Okay.
No, if I'm ever gonna manipulate it, I'll just manipulate it. I'll just straight up. I got no problem telling you that. It's initiative. It's not like.
Yep.
Yeah. But thank you. Yeah, I actually have a thing where I could like. One of the reasons why I brought up the. I'm sure our viewers have already noticed this. It's kind of neat. I can give everybody, let them see Twitch and Discord and all that. Well, it's also said if I have to do something like, change dice numbers, it's like, oh, look, it's all covered. It's like, yay. Sneaky, sneaky. Oh, the sneakiness. All right, so you guys chose to go into initiative and get into a big old ruckus here, which means the 4 guards that are out front, the ones that are wearing the brown and the 2 that are wearing the red sash, well, the ones that have the brown out already had their sword out and immediately go to combat. Moves in, and it's on. Next thing you know, weapons are out, they're getting hammered, and it's full-blown combat between these individuals. Klaak, what would you like to do? So far, they're not attacking you.
I will turn to BO.SE. Wouldn't it be nice? Are you meeting someone here, or can we now go back to the tunnels?
Preferably not go back to the tunnels. Technically, yes, we are meeting people here, and perhaps we already met them.
Do you want
to fight?
Do you want me to
No,
kill these
no.
people? And that'll be the end of my turn.
I like it. So he's choosing not to engage this turn. Would you like to have a readied action? Like, you could sit there and say you've done the free speaking, but you could always say, like, if somebody moves in with melee to attack me, I can respond with my attack on them. That's called a readied action. That way you don't waste it.
I think it's like a tavern brawl. So I'm thinking I would be like ready to kind of grapple somebody if they got near me. Like if they wanted to try to grab me, I'm gonna grab them.
Okay, grapple will only stop their movement. It wouldn't stop them attacking.
Oh, I know. I just think that we're in like a fisticuffs kind of situation.
Perfect. Okay. So if somebody moves within melee range, you'll be able to grapple them. And then we go on to Huxley.
Huxley is gonna walk himself over next to his goblin friend, and then move himself a little further back and quietly whisper to our lore master, "What's happening?"
I'm good to respond or no? Do you want me to wait?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Sweet.
There seems to be an altercation, but not between us, it seems.
Who's going on a vacation?
The three
Anybody
of you
who
each get a
attacks
plot
us.
point. Oh, I like that. That's really good. Anyone who attacks. The guards appear to be fighting each other. The one that Huxley moved away from, even though he moved out of combat range, he wasn't interested in attacking him. It's definitely these other ones together that are attacking each other. Remy, inside, the back door bursts open, and out come 4 individuals looking hot. Now, remember, the inn is not empty. There are other people here. There's an individual that's down on the couch over here. There's the one out here. Because, in fact, there shouldn't be 4 because the one was from the inside. That's one of the ones that's down. Because the door had opened. We did the whole thing. She twisted the bottle around and put him down ever so elegantly. You guys are so losing those golden crits when I rewatch the show. Oh, you guys are paying for this one. You have them now. Use them now. Use them before I take them back. Because those are going to be...
Yeah.
Well, that's okay, because we'll just put all the Remy crit rerolls on Remy. You know, he can pay for everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry.
As well, all right.
So these 3 burst out. The one looks over at the down individual that's on the couch. Like, what the heck? You can see, like, temper start flaring. This individual says something to the others, but it's, again, you know, he's 20, 30 feet away from you. And he's facing them when he speaks. And it's not a shout, so you don't know what he said. You do hear, no need for a perception roll, the bartender say, "Merde." And that will be what came out of the back room. We'll have these guys roll into the initiative, and then I'll just put them where I want them. And that'll be...
Sorry.
What else are you doing on your turn?
Oh, it's my well, just a quick like is merde as in like the swear word in French, or
Oh, you get an extra plot point for understanding what I did there. Yes,
okay.
as in the French word.
Okay, just check again.
I was hoping chat was going to catch it. I was going to give them inspiration.
So with that, Remy sort of sees these guys burst out of the room. I'm gonna hold my action. If they start heading towards me, can I just immediately start? Well, actually, I can't use movement for a held action, can I? Or can I? Can I dash as a
ready
held
action? You can use your action, which is again can be dash, which is movement, for whatever you want. But you have to specify it in advance. You can't just say I'm holding my action. It's when this trigger happens, I will do this.
Yeah. If one comes within, let's say like within 10 feet of me, looking at me with like visibly coming towards me with the intent to reach me, I will dash over to where Nerida is at.
That's absolutely fine.
All right.
And these guys are not aligned to a character sheet, so I can't roll them into initiative. So I'm just putting them up here somewhere around the Huxley Klaak. And I'm
you can click on them and do Control U, and it'll just put them up there.
Would it?
Yep.
That I have never done. Let me try that.
Boom. There you go.
No way. I just learned something new.
Yep,
Oh.
and then you can just click on that box and type in a number, whatever you roll.
You know what? That is worth something to me. I am going to... Well, wait. You guys are still holding the illegal crit rerolls.
Illegal crit.
Illegal.
The illegal crits.
I do remember bottle shenanigans, so I'm getting increasingly worried that you're right.
Oh, I know I'm right. I had this planned out. I made a note. It was a secret note because you guys all thought you just put him sleepy, but the person dead. But that's okay. That's okay. Spend your crits. Spend them quick. They're up there. Alrighty. Control you. But I gotta reward that. You just taught me something about Roll20. So, chat can figure out what's a, chat, you get to choose number 1 or number 2. Number 1 is that he will get to keep his golden crit either way. Number 2 is that I will remove 2 of his crit rerolls from all of you being able to use them. You get to choose, chat. Everybody gets to type in a number 1 or a number 2. Whichever one gets the most, that's the one we do. Number 1, he gets to keep his golden crit. Number 2 is that he gets to remove 2 of his crit rerolls. You guys choose it. And going back to the game, we like to let our chat people play in. I believe we just went through them, and then we went through Remy, which would leave it on the scouts out here who are fighting. Combat commences. This individual is going to move around, and nice and easy. Oh, crud. This guy, the one that was Mr. I'm advanced with a sword, is clearly quite good. The upcoming red guy takes the sword as a severe hit and is bleeding now and staggers back into the inn. Oh yeah, so that's pretty bad. Remy, all you see is him come standing back in, blood coming from a severe wound to his stomach. Yeah,
That is not good.
Yeah, that was a nat 20. That was.
He's a red guy?
Yeah, he's a red sashed individual.
Can you
Oh,
bring the other
Remy!
red guy?
You know exactly what these red sashes mean now that you have a chance to clearly see them. These are individuals from the north. And they are not from your city. You recognize, because you know exactly what this is. This is some of the northern defenders. And you know, because you've passed through here before, that the brown are the southern defenders. And as I said before, this is a demilitarized zone. So they tend to mark themselves as individuals who are ready for combat and ostensibly peacekeepers. Not that they are under anybody's authority. But they mark themselves just because you don't want adventurers thinking they can do whatever they want in this area. It's kind of like a really rough Switzerland. Neutral, but yeah, a lot of violent individuals.
Still don't want to be caught by these guys.
Yeah, so he's from the north, which also might explain why when his buddy was shoving you and being like Tiefling, again, you know, there's different regions and different nations in the north. And there's a whole lot of peace and, again, a lot of tension there. So these guys are not from your hometown thing. And I had mentioned that they were humanoid. They are not human. You notice some subtle differences about the way they move. You know exactly what they are, but I'm not going to announce it to everybody else yet. But you will not get surprised on their stuff later on. There are some subtle differences. That brings us down from Remy to the scouts. They've had their action. I just rolled for both of them on the attack. The other one didn't do as well. Their battle is going to commence, and it actually shifts in a random direction that is obviously not so random because your DM's just having fun now. Boom. And the kind of battle goes that way now that the one has shoved the other out of the way. And we are down on BOSE.
Wonderful. So does BOSE recognize these colors?
Not at all. BOSE is not a wall person. BOSE is not a civilization person. Nope.
Okay.
You are unfamiliar. This is probably your first time ever in the wall. You have spent a lot of your time, I think we talked about in different regions, but if you pass through you have never passed through the wall. No, I can guarantee you. No. Because you are way too unique.
That's fair. Okay. So it seems like the battle is getting closer to us. At this point, not going to throw a punch just yet, but I'm going to stand ready at some point. I'll ready in action. I don't know, maybe just I don't want to actually just punch anybody because that's probably gonna turn into a war. So probably the same thing as Klaak. Gonna be ready to kind of like, if somebody gets near us, shove.
Okay. So if your ready to action is if any of these individuals come within shoving distance, you will respond with a shove check. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Nerida, I feel like I skipped your turn. Did I correctly skip your turn?
Yes, but it was because I was at the bottom because of the initiative tracker weirdness, and then you reorganized when you added the new guys. But it's fine. I'm fine where I'm at, so.
Well, for the sake of argument, there we go. I'm going to bump you down there, and we'll just put you in there at 2. That's fine. Oh, and by the way, you guys should add the tiebreakers to all of your trackers later on, or your initiative later on, so that you always get a decimal. So you're in. Go for it, Nerida. What do you want to do? Oh, you need to make perception roll with disadvantage for me, please.
Sure. No, that's gonna be a 2.
Okay.
I don't see shit. I do, however, see and hear these guys kind of coming out of the back room, though, right?
No, you were pretty much looking for the way out. You were trying to stealth your way out.
Alright.
And as I said, they're not shouting or anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't.
Alrighty. I am just going to continue to slink out.
You stepped right into the steaming pile of cow shit from when it hit the wall initially and expelled all its bowels. That was what I was having you roll a perception roll for. But a 2 did not see it.
Why?
Because I thought it was like, it came crashing through the wall. This is kind of perfect. And I was like, you're going to step over this. And then you rolled really badly. And I'm like, okay, I guess you're not stepping over it. All up on your nice boots. I thought it was like a gimme. You know, I was like, oh, you know, it'll be funny because it's easy and you'll step over this. But you didn't.
What?
Right.
Right into the big pile of cow poop.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna, I guess, smear that off on the side of the building on some little stuck-up piece of wood or something from the breakage. And I'm just gonna say, this has not been worthwhile. And I, just to myself, I'm gonna just mutter it to myself. And I'm just gonna start to, like, slink away.
Okay, free action to wipe some of the crud off your boot. And then go ahead, if you're slinking, I don't know, maybe use a little less movement, but you have your full movement. You know, I don't know. There's a half of a role-playing thing in there, slink it away. Alrighty. You can move as far as you like there, and in the meantime, as you slink away up the alley, you went the right direction. All the other individuals who come up, and these individuals are dressed in various forms of black. They don't all match, but it is very distinctive that they are black. All of you were so preoccupied with the battle going on up there that you did not see this. And in fact, you probably still wouldn't notice this because you're preoccupied with the battle till these ones. And actually, I do have to stop because you have a ready to action, and he has just walked within 5 feet of you. Do you wish to attempt to grapple on him?
Oh, are you doing the shove or the grapple?
Wait, did he have a shove action?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
BO.SE is gonna
bad.
shove anybody that like came at him, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, Klaak, you have a plot point for helping me out there. Thank you for that. And do you wish to enact your shove? He has come within 5 feet of you, and of course all humans look the same, so.
Well, that's actually pretty true. Yeah, I gotta go with that. I'm gonna shove him. I'm getting a little bit too close.
Alright, make your shove action against his.
Alright, what's that? That's strength?
I'm going to give him disadvantage because he was not expecting you to act.
Is that gonna be a strength, Sean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, cool. Boop. Roll. Oh, jeez, I got the 3D dice. Alright.
Alright. BOSE gets an 11, and with his disadvantage, he got an 8 and a 9. So you absolutely connect, and you shove him right back off the bottom of the screen, so he is 10 feet away. We'll just put him kind of somewhere down there like that. We're at the bottom of the map, so I can't really go
Here we go.
That's it. You have entered in. His buddy who was behind him, you shove his buddy right out from in front of him. Oh, man, darn it. Now I'm stuck because you just assaulted one of them.
Oh! This is the part where we die.
This is the part where some of you die.
Bye.
Pretty much.
Bellows out with a clear voice, "In the name of the wall, drop your weapons." And all of you get a perception because, again, there's others. I talked about the cow keeper in the street and other people. You guys don't know the direction from where they came from. Nerida, since you were slinking away and not moving fast and you didn't move all your action, you do notice that some other people in the street back here, you're noticing, because you're kind of used to looking for this stuff, this is kind of empty over this direction where they came from. Almost like people have cleared out. You who are, those of you who are facing the guards over in this direction, notice that individuals back here kind of like move back towards the walls. Some people actually drop stuff they're holding that isn't even weapons. Just like, you know, small packages and stuff like, oh yeah, dropped. Inside, this trio who, no, well, the duo, because the one went over to check on his buddy. This duo who moved forward, hear that, and immediately turn heels and bolt back this way, using their dash action towards the door. His one buddy grabbing and hauling the other buddy, trying to go with him. The bartender mirrored and moves over towards the far end of the bar. And then he shouts something into the back room, and it's a... You're not sure what it means, if it's a different language or just a different name. It's Tame. But you're not sure, again, if it's a name or a language.
Yummy!
Wow, you are getting better at this. You can have 5 plot points. Son of a gun. Man, you guys are getting good. You played at my tables too long. You're picking up on all my subtleties. I'm going to have to work harder at this.
Rembrandt has no idea what that means.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to work harder at this. We got this. So, that's theirs. They've got ready to actions. Top of the round. Scouts. Well, we have the 2 scouts here. Because they rolled in better than the red guys. They turn around, face the incoming guards. Again, they both have weapons out. The one to the north has the bloodied weapon. Oh. So, says something about curse, and it actually comes out in really bad Elvish. Like the guy learned the language online or something like that. You know, he comes out and it's really bad Elvish. Something about the parents of these individuals coming. And Bolt runs for it. As he does so, the guard here with the red, thank you for the red dot. I'm going to assume that was Remy's player putting those on there. So, Alex, you can have a plot point for that. Yep. Thanks for the help. This guy takes off running as fast as he can. This guard in the red, and let's see if he makes it. He's going to make a trip action and see if the other guy can... Oh, nat 20, so he gets over it. So he does a trip at 16. The other guy got a 20, jumps over the foot, keeps going, runs out of distance. That was going to be pretty funny if he sprawled him. This guy, since he already used his reaction, takes off running this way, but he's leaving range of Klaak. So Klaak, while you don't have a ready to action, it's an attack of opportunity. If you want to attack this guy, he's starting to run.
Do I know what the guards are behind me? Like, do I know anything about what they like? The difference? They all just look human to me, right?
Have you ever been to the wall area before? This
I wouldn't
passage?
think so.
Okay, then you know nothing. You only know that there's one voice, and you know nothing about the other two guards.
Yeah, I think I would just like stand there until I can drop my sword, I guess.
Okay, so you're letting this guy go. So this guy completes his action running away, hauling boot, and that will bring it to Klaak. So Klaak, you actually have your action now. Did you want to drop your weapon, or did you want to turn around and see what's
what
going
I want to do is like, if there's a little bit of wall here, move right there and drop it against the wall behind me.
Boom. With a tremendous thud, this like 5-foot greatsword crashes to the ground behind you. And then we are on to the group in the back, who I kind of already gave their move, so I had them moving towards the back. They're grabbing their buddy, trying to head into the room, and I'm going to kind of put them in, but I'm not going to have the door closed yet, just because I gave them partial movement before. So we're going to have this guy coming through the door, that guy being carried. Dead person, and then we're on to Huxley. Drop your weapons. What are you carrying?
Huxley is gonna drop his mace, and he is going to keep his hands up and just put it behind his head.
Mace drops to the ground. Huxley hits the wall, assuming the position. Remy.
You've all been to county before? Go ahead.
Yeah. So Remy will take the candlestick he stole earlier. He's gonna keep the knife, but he's gonna take the candlestick he stole earlier and just sort of drop that on the floor and then sort of kick it across like a sizable distance away from him, and then just sort of sit looking at the door if he heard that.
Nice. So like, whoop. You can go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me. Should be pretty easy. There's nobody really paying attention to you. But easy rolls have been failed tonight, so yeah, you drop it, whoop, but it, not even looking in its direction as it slides down like somewhere towards the bartender. Scrapes along the ground, but I'm not sure the bartender even noticed. Mm-hmm. You don't know because you're looking out the door, paying attention.
Yep.
Scouts in here, red ones. Yeah, he ain't stupid. He and his buddy, yeah, they're. No, he's gonna come out. He's not running after the green ones. Yeah, he's gonna come out and stand with his buddy. All right. Comes out, stands with his buddy, says, "Let's get the hell out of here," and then takes off sprinting. Yeah. He's not leaving his buddy alone, and they take off together. Nerida, what are you up to?
I am, especially hearing the whole drop your weapons thing, I'm just gonna continue to sneak away. Yeah. I'm just kind of slinking away.
I like it.
And I'm gonna just kind of like step into a shadow of the building and just see if I can hide while.
Absolutely.
Leaving.
Because there's nobody else in the alley right now at the moment, go ahead and make it without disadvantage. Just make a normal stealth check. I know you're drunk as the piper here.
27.
Best roll. Wow, there you go. You're like into the shadows. Nobody's around. Nobody was around to even appreciate it. Like,
I know, but they wouldn't have seen it even if they could appreciate it. So there.
These guys go running off. This guard.
One last thing.
Yeah.
For the sake, I'm keeping my token on the map for the sake of it being on the map, but what I'm really doing is once I'm stealth and hidden, I'm using my bonus action and action to dash. So once I'm out of sight of these black-dressed individuals around the corner, and I'm going around this building to kind of peek from the other side, but I'm not going to be able to get quite there yet.
Okay. You do know that moving quickly removes your stealth. It literally draws attention. So, your stealth, you want to... Because you're not invisible, but I mean, you're hidden in the shadows.
Right.
Yeah, you can use your extra movement to try and move away, but, just your character's smart enough to know, like, if I move quickly, you're basically removing stealth. It's easy to see somebody running. Okay.
Yeah, she's smart enough, so.
Okay.
Okay. That's fine.
Again, my whole
But
goal
that's
is always
what I'm,
just...
like, working on.
Cool. All right. These three run off. This guy gets up from his prone, gets right up towards B.O.S.E, gets right in 5 feet again, and you have no ready to action, B.O.S E. Wait, did I skip over you, B.O.S E?
I think so, yeah.
He's still on the ground. B.O.S E, what do you want to do? Take a plot point. I apologize.
After hearing drop your weapons and I just shoved this person, B.O.S E is just going to look at his hands and just put them down. And then be
Just starts unscrewing his hands.
Can you describe your hands for us?
Well, my hands pretty much look like a Ninja Turtle hand, but just like rock nubs with some vine obviously in there. But they're just massive, like just 3-fingered hands.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. This viney creature with rocks in it. It's beautiful. I love it. You put your hands at your side. The guard gets up from his prone position since Nerida just had her turn. Moves within 5 feet of you. Gets in your face and says, "What's your problem? What are you thinking? Who's your owner? What the hell are you?" And then he stops and takes a look, realizing that he's never seen something like you before. This mass of vines piled up 8 feet tall, wrapped around misshapen rocks in its center and in its arms. The vines literally almost pulsing like muscles would.
B.O.S E is just gonna...
This entity is not owned. This entity also did not notice you particularly, but you kind of all look like the same water stacks.
Love it. I want to continue the conversation, but I do want to honor everybody else too. The scouts up here, they're going to continue running. Klaak, you're against the wall. Are you just... Give me some intentions, because I don't want to walk through this all in initiative constantly.
We're just... like, I kind of got the sense everybody else was kind of like the other people, like you said, started, this is the real deal people coming up, is what I thought. And the other ones were kind of charlatans or whatever. So just like leaning back, hoping for it all to pass by, have a couple of cold drinks at the Winchester.
Okay. And other initiatives or ideas, give me some intentions. Not initiatives, some intentions.
Are these the same kind of I guess the same kind of guards that I've had a very negative experience with in the past?
You know exactly who these individuals are. These are the Waywards. And the Waywards are the actual, if you can call a government here, the ones that control the demilitarized zone. Supposedly they have individuals over them, but it's the whole idea of law here is known as nothing more than the way of the wall. And literally, these are the enforcers over whatever the individuals over them want done. And that means, because there is no law here, this is not the North or the South. They rule by an iron fist. Again, they are the ones that allow the northern and the southern individuals to carry weapons, but they have to mark themselves. And you get on their wrong side, and it's death. They can mete out justice in a heartbeat.
Well, I guess what Rembrandt's intentions would be is, one, not to stay near these guys for very long at all, but especially so now that you've seen Nerida leave, he's gonna sort of he's gonna wait to see where they go, and if they start leaving, he's gonna follow suit and try and sort of stick with them.
One of the positive things that Remy also knows, and the reason you chose to come all the way back to the wall, was they aren't behooving to either government north or south. So any crimes,
that's
going to the neutral zone kind of has an advantage.
Yeah, wonderful, yeah.
Okay. Other intentions, Huxley. What are you thinking?
Huxley is planning to try and get into civil talking with one of them. if one of them comes close and starts demanding things of him. But otherwise, the big goal is just keep calm, and if BOSE needs help, to assist BOSE. Because, you know, he can talk a little above other people's heads. But with the water sacks and all, they just don't understand that they're physically made of water.
Always over my head, that's for sure.
It's always, you know, honestly, Huxley feels like he's the most qualified to speak because it's always over his head no matter what. So, like, he's here just to keep the peace.
Hashtag 27.
And BOSE, your final intents are?
Just hoping that, you know, I don't have to smash anybody's head like a grape.
Okay, Nerida, I only want to clarify one thing on the intent that you gave me earlier, which was getting out of sight and around the corner. Are you planning on leaving and just taking off now, or?
No, what I want to do is this building to the left-hand side of the map. I want to come around the back of it and the side of it and just peer from further up the street onto what's going on and waiting for the guards to clear out.
Okay. Perfect. I'm stepping out of initiative order now, which is why we've come back to the main screen. The other guards have run off. You're only dealing with the one main guard, the bartender inside, the individuals in the back room, so it's going to be based off of what your characters do, since you were able to, you know, choose not to attack any further than a simple shove. The one in the face of BOSE at this time continues on. Now notice, free for anybody that's outside, nobody has picked anything back up. You know, none of the, even civilians. People are kind of like where they're at. I mean, a few kind of like slink away, kind of like the Nerida type thing. But those who drop stuff, just leave it on the ground at the moment. Even though he's not looking at anybody but BOSE. And he gets right up as close as he can to BOSE's chest. Seemingly unafraid. He hasn't even drawn a weapon. And he has some at his side. And he looks right up towards, after having asked what you are and everything, gets up and says, magic around here has to be accounted for. Where do you ever get yourself accounted for? You say you ain't got no owner. Looks at you. Kind of tries to look around you. I mean, Huxley's like tucked around behind your back. He says,
Huxley,
and what do you got back here?
Hello?
Huxley's head pops around the corner. He goes, this one belong to you?
He actually owns himself. It's quite wonderful, isn't it?
What plane he come off of? Not,
Plane?
doesn't look like no devil spawn I've seen.
Actually. Not a grassland kind of person, you know? Like, with all the vines, I kind of think more
Grasslands.
rainforest.
Rainforest. Grasslands. Southern. You something left over from them elves? You
This
ain't no
entity.
precursor to war here, are you?
You're the one who said he was from the plains.
BOSE is just watching the conversation between Huxley and just.
Well,
BOSE is also, no.
elf? That what you're from?
I don't think he said he was from anywhere. I thought we were just getting to friendly debate.
Looks over at you and he says, he goes, damn fool, boy, there ain't no jungles to the north. That means you came from the south, where the elves are. What kind of fool are you?
He could have come from anywhere. The rocks could have been from the north.
The vine sure didn't come from the north. You saying you coming back forth from the north? You passing through the wall without me knowing?
Excuse me, sir. I don't mean to intrude, but is this an interrogation?
Looks at you, says, he goes, feeling nervous?
No, I'm feeling confused.
Huxley's normal state of affairs. He goes, of course I'm interrogating you. I want to know what you're here for. I want to know what this big thing is. And why did it shove me? And he places his hand and attempts a shove against BOSE. But it's only one-handed, so I'm giving him disadvantage. BOSE, how do you want to respond before you roll? I mean, you could just, like, let it happen. I mean,
Yeah, BOSE is just gonna let it happen, and you know, isn't really expecting much from this.
BOSE, I'm not even doing anything. He shoves against BO.S.E and literally ends up kind of like doing a half push-up as he pushes himself back because you weigh way more than he's going to be able to shove.
And BO.S.E just kind of wipes off where he pushed.
Up there,
And
you scrape your stone against your stone and vines. Huxley?
Huxley's gonna now try to stand between these two if he can.
Well, considering they were just connected by the thing, you can kind of push your way right in there if you would like. What kind of armor do you wear?
Leather.
Okay. Well, I want to know if it was big steel scraping on stone or whatnot. So you're going to go to impose yourself. I want to cut over to Nerida. Nerida, who's gotten behind the building. Nerida, who is out of sight of everybody else. Nerida, who sees two young individuals who've been playing back here. And even they are up against the wall. You can tell because their toys are sitting on the ground and they're like plastered back against the wall. It's a boy and a girl.
Okay. I'm just making my way past them. Just stealthily making my way, sneaking past.
As Nerida goes by, they just kind of look up at her like...
They see me?
You kind of ran around the corner and they're
that's
plastered up
fair.
against the wall, so you can't stay next to the wall anymore. So you have
That's
to literally
fine.
go around them.
Okay.
But they're like just watching you as you go by.
That's fair.
So
Yeah.
what are you wanting to get up on the building? You want to continue just walk all the way around the building, come out on the other side, or nonchalantly?
I don't want to get up on the building because that would draw too much attention, I feel like. If I were noticed, then people would be like, why are you on a building? And I don't need that kind of attention on me right now.
Very wise.
Because something tells me that none of your business will get really far with these guards, apparently, if everybody's reacting this way, including the kids back here. So I'm just continuing to make my way around the building.
Do me a favor and make a history check for me. I want to see if you've heard about these guys before in your travels. With Remy, it was an obvious. Remy's passed through here, but with you... 15. You've heard enough rumors about these individuals in black in the wall, and they talk about these shadow enforcers and stuff like this. But most of it was too big bravado to really be believed. I mean, individuals who literally wreak terror, individuals who will not only take people out at night, but there's always more of them. In fact, it was a joke because some of the individuals in your, shall we say, network of friends, that might be a polite way to put it, they like to be very stealthy and they like to talk about this, and you even know some assassins and whatnot. And these individuals talked about them with a great deal of reverence, almost like they were some mystical individuals that could step in and out of shadow and just, they were deadly. And yet they walked brazenly in the open, unlike what many of your friends do. So, you know enough, even though you don't know the details that Remy has about names and whatnot. You know the legend and the myth. He knows more of the history, fact. So, you choose to... Are you coming out on the other side of the building? This is kind of narrative-wise.
I'm peeking.
When you come around the other edge of the building with your head, just that way you're not seen. You're totally stealthy. They shouldn't be able to see you. All the other guards are whatnot are out of sight because they're in the middle of a chase. At least for the moment. You might find results here in a little bit. We'll move that guy out of there. Did I just steal Huxley? Oh, no. Huxley put himself in between. Wait, where'd he go? You see that Huxley has gotten in between one of these black individuals and the big BO.S.E. Klaak is still up against the wall, and you can see that he's unarmed, which kind of makes sense. You heard the sound and kind of put two and two together that, sound of dropping sword, and it sounded like a big old sword hitting the ground. And you don't see the new Tiefling that you met anywhere. I think that
I've met him before, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
I'm just observing until these people hopefully go away.
You have a good enough advantage point from, and again, it's only one person. All the others are gone. So.
Oh, it's only one of them left?
Yeah, because the other ones went off. There was a chaser.
I can't see that on the map because of where I'm at on the map, so. And because of dynamic lighting, so.
Oh, I didn't even know dynamic lighting was on.
We'll just say that I'm further down.
Yeah, you can turn off dynamic lighting, Alex.
Sure thing.
Because as far as we're concerned, again. And again, we're in
It's
narrative mode anyway, which is why I was just like, describing the street. The others are all gone. There's just those few individuals that are standing there. And the only ones left of the important people that are B.O.S.E that you can see, Nerida, Huxley in between B.O.S E and this one of the Waywards, and Klaak up against the wall. Okay. Inside, Remy. What are your thoughts? Nobody's come in. The doors are still wide open, so you can see the three of them out there.
Yeah. Well, Remy's. Remy's just hoping that this guard stops pestering the people that he came here to meet, and as soon as he's gone, he's gonna try and come over to them, but not before. He knows better than to get involved with these guards. But as soon as that guard's away, he's gonna walk over to them, and the plan is to discuss a better place to meet rather than a tavern that somehow has cows flying through it and guards swarming everywhere. So that's the goal.
Go ahead and move your token on over. Cool. So you're going to go over and start this conversation with him, right? With Klaak?
Well, I'm waiting for that guard to leave. The guard to stop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's the.
I didn't
Maybe
hear
move
the
towards,
singular
closer
guard,
towards the door.
and I misunderstood. I thought you meant like guards leaving. I'm like, well, they already left. I'm like,
No,
okay.
no.
The last one.
I mean the guard that's harassing B.O.S E.
Thank you. Thank you. So the only guard that's keeping justice in the street is correctly addressing everybody. Perspectives. They're so in the right in their own mind, as most people usually are. The individual continues to harass B.O.S E. He has unsuccessfully tried to shove you, B.O.S E. And he looks at you and he says, "So that's the way it's going to be, is it?" And then Huxley gets in the middle. Go ahead, Huxley.
Sir, you seem very angry and troubled deep, deep down. Is this a problem with your father?
You saying my father's troubled? What
No,
the
I'm
hell
asking
is wrong
if you
with
have
you?
troubles with your father. It's okay, I actually also come from a troubled family.
He reaches out to grabbing you. I shouldn't say grapple because he's more concerned with grabbing your chest.
Sure, I will go in for a hug.
Oh my god, that is so beautiful. He grabs Huxley's chest, bangs him, just the 6 inches back against B.O.S E, who still doesn't move. And Huxley just wraps his arms around him. And the guy, freaks out. Is it a strong hug? Is it a bear hug? How is it a gentle little
It's a
butterfly
loving
hug?
hug with a nice gentle back rub.
A rub, not even a pat. A rub.
Roll for seduction.
Make a persuasion roll. With advantage.
Ooh, with advantage.
We all know where this leads. 3 more nat
Meow.
20s. Use that golden crown to do this.
Let's make it happen.
5 seconds.
Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong camera.
Wait. Well, remember, you can make me re-roll for my bad luck, but
Dude, I don't think you're getting lower than a 1. He rolled a 1. You're sitting there holding him, which is really odd for B.O.S E. Humans are really weird. And Remy, you're looking from that doorway and whatnot. And Klaak, it's in full view of you. As he suddenly starts to have trouble with his breath. Maybe she's hugging him to death or something. And you recognize exactly what this is because your hugs are magic worm hugs. And he just starts kind of weeping. He goes, "My dad was such a jerk to me."
B.O.S E would like to just be and then do a group hug around both of them. Thinking in his head,
Rembrandt's gonna have my same expression.
it's okay. You can break the cycle and you can be more than your father.
And B.O.S E continues and says,
This entity never knew his father either.
Klaak will break down and come over for the leg hug on him.
A bonding moment. 11.
At
My
this
father
moment,
died
it just turns
before
into
I was
total
Bonding moment.
heaving
I cried
sobs
in my
as he starts
arms.
crying. Wet, blubbery tears all over Huxley's leather armor. Klaak grabbing him around the legs. So strong that literally the guy kind of shifts in Huxley's arms over towards this little goblin. You know, and BO.S.E wrapping them all in the earth of the love of the earth. And Nerida, from a distance, you're just like seeing this whole thing unfolded. And Remy, you've never seen somebody lay hands on one of the Walwards before. And this entire group, some of which you kind of considered I knew them, are doing this.
Oh my god, Huxley's a genius. Oh my god, I just called Huxley a genius! I need to get out of this place.
Oh my god.
Nerida, make a perception roll with disadvantage, please.
Yeah, okay.
That was a full yell too. Like they heard that. If like they weren't caught up hugging.
Okay, you guys all have, you can see all that. And I know they're going to want to see your rolls, so I'm going to make sure that's visible to all of them. So it would have been good. It's a 7. You're mesmerized by what they're doing. You're just like, wow, some legends really die bad. And the Legend of the Black, which seemed really impressive for a minute there, you're like, yeah, these guys are really wimpy.
The power of love.
You know. This goes on and on. And like doesn't stop, and you know, obviously she's too far away to hear you. But other individuals, Remy, you're surprised when all of a sudden the bartender's behind you, and he goes, "Never thought I'd see that day in my life." And slowly but surely, as this is
Me neither. You know, you would be a great burglar in a past life. Just that. Oh, gee. Do you ever like a bell or so? Sorry, it's been a tense day. Oh.
He goes, "Nah, don't like burglars." He goes, "One fool actually tried to rob me once." He goes, "Yeah, took care of him."
Right.
Used to be an adventurer before I bought the wall.
But sorry, you. Oh, you're the. Quite, yes. Never thought I'd see that ever. Hello. What was your name? I don't think I quite.
Czar, silent S.
Wonderful to meet you, Czar. Rembrandt. Verbal R.
Says, "Yeah, I could kind of hear it when you said it."
Quite.
Your hug is still continuing. He's slowly gaining control of himself. You know, you guys are just going to maintain this hug of love on him?
Would you like a cup of frothy milk and we can discuss more about what's going on inside?
You know what? I'll give you a persuasion roll on that one. I was gonna, have him respond, but you really, and you have advantage. Oh,
Now remember, he is unlucky. You got 3 unlocks per.
You do not have advantage. It's just a lower DC. I apologize. You have advantage.
Okay.
You have advantage. You already broke this guy. You have advantage. He's broken.
Sean just doesn't want to roleplay a crybaby milk drinking guard when he has these like
You have no idea the history I wrote for this guy. And then you went on the father
just
thing.
now in your head.
It's been through a lot, okay?
No, I planned these guys coming the whole time. This was like the big epic. I thought we were gonna get to it last session, but wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, forget having to know a guy. You just yeah, I guess that'd be nice. Yeah. And
I'm gonna help him into the bar.
Klaak, are you gonna let him go?
Yeah, awkwardly, like a half a second, 2 seconds too long. that he's like almost drags me, and then yeah, we'll just follow him in and grab my sword if I'm allowed.
How about B.O.S.E?
Oh yeah, Bose just kind of relinquishes that and just like says verbally,
So that is what it's like.
Nerida, you're seeing them move towards the entrance to the bar.
Nerida isn't really sure what to do with what she just saw. So I guess now that most of the guards are gone, and there's only this one that apparently has been hug-friended, she is, yeah, I'm just gonna make my way back to the bar as well.
Okay, by the time you make your way back to the bar, they've got him inside, seated at a table. What did you do, Remy, as you saw them walk him in right to the table that you were next to?
He'll look to Zar, who's next to him, and say, "Oh, it keeps going."
Zar, you see his eyes kind of wide, like nervous, and you also notice free action, or just free info. The other patrons that were kind of interested in what was going on outside, that, you know, they have, like, scooted to the back room, like, oh, we don't want to be anywhere around this. Because, of course, the only exit is to either go near him or go out the broken wall. Mm-hmm. And it seems like nobody wants to go near that. You know, they're like, whoop, stay far away from this as possible. So they go back to their rooms in the back. In fact, those that were at tables out here have all kind of crowded into that one open back room. The other door, which has already long since closed, the latch is gone, means that by the time that Nerida comes in, they're all seated at the table again. Did you join them, Remy, or did you go towards the bar or head towards the back room or somewhere else?
He doesn't, this guy's affluent and awesome and badass. But Remy was told to meet with some folks, so he'll sort of give Zara a curt nod and say, I'm gonna see what I can do about undoing this, maybe. And he goes over to the table.
All right. B.O.S. is still standing because he can't sit in chairs and whatnot. Mm-hmm. This massive boulder creature in vines is standing there at it. The other ones are all in the chair, including the other individual right inside the door, the closest one to the door. They're crowded around, and Huxley has been so gentle with this individual. His tears have stopped, and nobody's really talked about it other than, B.O.S. loving the hug. Klaak, the whiskey, or excuse me, not the whiskey, the special wine, the special drink, shall we call it, is still over on the other table. I know that Nerida, I believe, took the rest of the bottle. Yeah, I thought
there's
she
a
did.
There's a couple of glasses. You're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'll go grab another chair.
Okay.
And do the Men in Black really awkward dragging the chair, making too much noise to the table.
Yeah. If he does do that, making a lot of noise, Rembrandt will go. We'll look at B.O.S. and then sigh and then look at Huxley and then sort of try and whisper in Huxley's ear. I don't know what's going on with this god, but we need to get him out of here or people will not like us.
He's having a moment.
This moment somewhere else. I've had many moments. They've been in all sorts of places.
This man needs our help.
Can we help him somewhere else?
What's your name, good sir?
Oh, God, don't ask. It's like a puppy.
And if I'm done
moving the chair... Do you blurt that out loud enough for him to hear?
Yes! 100%!
Just because your old player voice went up and I'm like, okay. So you're like, oh God, it's like a puppy. And that is the final thing that breaks, where he was catching his breath and whatnot. And his face, which was so you know, just kind of like where you're done crying and like you've lost all composure, you are weak. Then there's suddenly this, oh God, it's like a puppy. And you see him harden his face. He's like, there's a subtle shift. I don't know if BOSE is good enough with people to recognize it, but the rest of you clearly are, especially, you know what, our goblin friend Klaak is really good at reading people that want to fight. And you see that look just kind of harden his face as he's like been helped out of the zone of woundedness that he was in. And he looks up at all of you and he
We're
goes,
breaking the cycle, not continuing it. Don't perpetuate what your father did to you.
Oh no.
you don't have advantage on it. I'll give you a chance to try to bring him back into it, but he's now been wounded in front of people and he's been exposed.
I'm
So-
gonna use, sorry, I have advantage on, but it's a 7. I'm gonna use what?
Not your golden crit. I know you don't want to use that because the punishment's still coming.
No, it's fine. I have 23 plot points.
What?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So what is that? 10, 13 plot points.
So you want to make a dirty, you're making a dirty 20?
Yeah. Now remember, I am unlucky. You can make me re-roll.
Oh, I did forget about that. What did chat vote before? I totally missed it. I'm so sorry, chat.
One that I get to keep that's funny. We had 1 vote for 2 from Daltry D&D, but Spicy Shih Tzu and Wolf's dad both voted for 1.
Okay.
And
I voted for 27.
You can't vote. You're a
Yeah.
player in the game. 27.
I
Now I get the 27. See, the DM, you're so busy doing other stuff. I didn't understand when Remy was like, 27. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's funny. Ha, ha, ha. I'll join the group and laugh. I have no idea what that means. Right over the DM's head.
all right.
So, with your dirty 20, you do manage to put him back in as he just starts describing how Dad killed his puppy that he brought home on the street. And you put this poor guy right back into it again after Remy successfully brought him out of it. And he starts weeping, and Zara by this point has brought milk, and Nerida walks in through the smashed wall just in time to see this guy hold up this milk, and he's blubbering into it, and the bubbles are coming out over the edges. He's like, you know, and it's just kind of going everywhere. And
I'm so sorry.
And Klaak, I mean, you've never seen such a pathetic display in your life.
So then, after I'm done moving the chair, start walking. It's just like kind of almost like a waddle because he's just such a meat thing. Back over to grab the glasses. It's gonna be a night.
He goes, go ahead, Alex. I heard you say
keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
I'm more than willing to stop. He,
Give me some fuel.
you mentioned the night, and he goes, you don't want to be out here at night. He goes, it's worse than the days, and it's clear that you are new here. He goes, don't go out at night. He goes, there have been 3 messenger bodies, all from the southern kingdoms, reported recently. He goes, and we haven't been able to catch them, the killer, yet.
Do you need help?
Nice.
He says, no, you're too soft, to be honest. He goes, this is, people are dying. He goes, and hugs won't save them. But he is gaining slowly control of himself as he's drinking the milk, and
I understand that, but there's more than just me.
he seems to
I
have
will also... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
That's all right. He seems to have drunk about half the milk, and he kind of realizes, he goes, what is this? And he pushes the tankard away from him like, I can't believe I was drinking that.
Take a sip of this, it is better. And I'll like hold out that bottle
There's
from
no
behind.
need to be bringing alcohol into this.
Too late, I've already
There's
done
no need!
I think the man, kind of like all you, kind of realize, what the heck is going on here? Holds out the bottle and he goes, I don't drink when I'm working.
Very well. I put it away.
And
I'm sorry for losing my temper.
Apparently he cries.
Purposely loud enough to hear, or just subtle enough?
No.
For, yeah.
What is
Okay.
this?
No,
What is
that's...
this about
It
that's
Barbarian?
seems subtle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping, but no, you didn't give it.
Oh, no, I'm not going to initiate combat quite yet.
What? Do I
There's-
look like the type of person that would have the NPC respond that way?
There's more than just me. I have a whole group here who could help you.
He goes, "What do you call yourselves?"
Are we
Friends.
helping people now? Is that what we are doing?
We're doing what is right.
Oh my gosh. He got a 19. Nerida.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
He looks over at you. You were holding out the bottle to him, and then you put the bottle away. And he says, I can't remember which one I had the accent. Yeah, it was this guy. He goes, "Wait a minute. You." And he puts up, kind of points towards you, but he's not pointing at you. He's pointing at your hand. He goes, "Let me see that."
Do what?
There's no reason to be gruff right now.
He goes, "You're right." He goes, "Let me see that." And he says it in a
Please?
somewhat gentler voice.
The
That. You ask about the bottle. He goes, "No, your hand."
I will.
There's a proper way to ask for a lady's hand.
He sniffles, wipes
Normally it
his
involves
nose,
a lot of courtship first.
and you can see he's getting his composure back.
Hmm.
I
Nerida?
will.
And I kind of
flip
wanted to
bottle
date
back.
her, so can I have
You take
dibs,
what
please?
back? Wait, you want dibs? What? What are you? I had two of you talking. I have no idea what was going on.
Yeah, Nerida.
Nerida, how do you respond?
I'm popping the bottle back where it belongs, and then I'll purposely be like, if you want to see my hand, and I'll show the wrong hand.
No, he still points at the one that was putting the bottle away, and points at the other hand. "Let me see it." And now he gets a little more of the tone back in his voice.
And I will hold out my other hand, like, very, very daintily.
You hold out you hold out the hand, and of course, there's only a hand with this ring on it with this blue stone, and anybody can see it's a big blue stone. It's kind of a little bit gaudy actually when you consider the size of it. And he gets closer, and he's very gentle when he touches the tips of your fingers to draw your hand closer, and he draws it up to his face and looks at it. He goes, "That's the same symbol as on the sending stones." And he releases your hand. He goes, "What's your name?"
Oh, my name. I'm Nerida.
He says, "Have you been sending... Were you expecting messengers here?"
It is possible.
It's possible you were expecting them, or it's possible they would have come.
It is possible they would have come. It is
He
also
reaches-
possible they might be dead.
He reaches inside and he says, "This was just found this morning. It's the third time in the last 4 months that we found one." And he opens the bag and he goes, "As you can see," he goes, "it's a smashed sending stone, but we didn't really know what to do with it." He goes, "But on the flip side," he goes, "there's these 3 wavy lines, and kind of looks the exact same thing as the ring you're wearing.
Ah. Yes.
He goes,
Well,
I guess it could be just a coincidence, but 3 of them and then you're here?
there is no such thing as coincidences, in my opinion.
He goes, glad to hear it, because now I want to know what the connection is.
Well, one might say that is confidential.
Well, when murders happen at the wall, he goes, we're the ones either doing it or we know about it. So what would be so confidential that you're having people whacked?
Oh, me having people. You misunderstand entirely.
Really? Explain it to me then.
Well, and out of character,
Uh-huh.
I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about.
This is the ring that we discussed, the legendary artifact during character creation time. You
You
sent me
never
some
told
notes.
me anything about. You said on one thing we were waiting on.
Yep. And then you sent me an idea, and I accepted the idea, but I wouldn't do all those abilities and whatnot. But I went with your original idea. This is that item from
This
your
is
friend.
a ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
You described something in your history. This was given to you during that event, and I'm purposely being vague so
Okay.
that I don't give your history
Yeah,
away.
yeah,
But during
that's
that
fine.
significant event, there was an exchange of rings.
Yeah.
This other individual had produced them both, and given
Okay.
you one.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. So yeah, I would just say, well, it is possible that someone might be trying to contact me. I wouldn't be having people killed now. That would be, that would be stupid.
It's like, glad to hear it. He goes, we don't let people go around killing. Murders may happen here, but just so each one of you knows, and he looks around, he goes, if somebody dies here, someone's going to pay for it here. And we're the ones that take care of it. The wall ward. He goes, I don't know what you did to take off all the cows and whatnot outside. He goes, and I sure as heck don't know what you are. And he looks up at B.O.S.E. He goes, but whatever you guys are doing, stop. He goes, and get this thing fixed. He goes, the wall may be a shabby piece of crap. He goes, but we don't stand for people just messing up the whole area.
I believe we've already arranged for this to be fixed. It has already been paid for.
He looks, and there's a moment of appreciation in his face as he hears you say that. He goes, excellent. He goes, when people had gone running, he goes, and there were cows running through the streets, he goes, we don't need that kind of headache. He goes, this is my area. He goes, I control 8 blocks north and 8 blocks south. He goes, I'm responsible for it. He goes, I don't want trouble here.
Trouble is the last thing anybody wants, I assure you. But tell me more about these dead messengers. This might be of importance.
I need to cut to B.O.S.E really quick because if I remember correctly, on his passive, yes, your passive is high enough, B.O.S.E, that you actually get to make a roll.
Ooh.
Because it's not a guarantee that you can see it, but it's high enough that you have an opportunity to roll.
Right. You said, what was it? Passive.
I need you to make a perception check. It's nothing
Perception.
to do. Yeah. I just need you to make
Gotcha.
a perception. Your passive was high enough that you automatically have a chance to notice something. Nobody else's is. And where you're positioned. Wow.
Gosh, you're past
This was a
that.
bad luck today.
That would be a bad one. Too bad chat had never given you inspiration. Oh, well, you know, that inspiration just...
Oh, wait. Hold on.
I
Since
have a
this
million
golden...
block points, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Since this golden crit might be not a thing next time, can I use?
You can, but it's just a perception roll. I mean, it's not like.
I
You
mean,
never know.
This is the DM that made deals with the deck of many things. People.
that is also true. I'm just gonna go ahead.
Auto fail.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use this. I mean, I don't know when I'm gonna use it and when it's gonna be taken away from me. So yeah, why not?
You notice that the back door where the individuals went earlier, and I don't know how much you even noticed individuals coming or going. You might not have, but now definitely you can see that twice the door has opened just enough that somebody is clearly peeked out, but then, I mean, subtly closed it. So somebody's being very cautious about not being seen, and you have no idea, but the door has definitely moved twice. The first time you were just like, oh, whatever, but it has moved a second time in and out, whether it's like breathing or moving or peeking, but it's very, very subtle.
With that being said, BOSE is gonna, kind of like kneel down a little bit to get to Klaak's level real quick, and kind of convey that information, kind of like,
Watch out.
Okay, you do that, literally right behind the guy in the black's back, but telling somebody to watch out, that's not a big thing.
well, it was like a whisper, whatever.
Yeah. You let Klaak know. Klaak, are you doing anything?
I look out. So like outside.
I love it. Klaak gets another plot point. Suddenly, Klaak is looking back out the big open front doors and whatnot, where he sees guards coming in. More of those black guards. The ones that have run off have returned, and they're just walking in the door. BOSE must literally have eyes in the back of his head to have seen this, because his back was to the door.
Makes me look impressive.
And with those guards coming in, and my phone, wow, opportunistically ringing, I will end it there for tonight. This is wow. I gotta tell you guys, that was that there was my direction. In fact, I don't mind saying for the people watching, like right before this game, they always say, hey, look, DM, like, not what can we expect, but what are you hoping? How can we help you? Again, I always try to tell you how to have great games, and that is let your players do a whole lot. So they asked me, and I said, oh, don't worry about it. Tonight's going to be mostly role-playing. I said, we're going to start off. I said, there'll be a kind of a tense combat-y thing, but you guys are probably just going to talk your way out of it, and it'll be a role-playing night. Wow. Take that as note. You can have all the plans in the world, and there will be cows. There will be cow poop. There will be hugging. I mean, that is the first time I've played the game for 45 years, however long it is, and I don't know, something like that, 4 years. I've never seen somebody hug it out and gently take the powerful individual and successfully do that. But your high
The
score
hug.
New shenanigans every single time with players.
Wow. And then having that word Nerida at the end, that worked out so perfectly, because I was sitting there going, I knew this whole messenger thing, and I was like, all right, we got to drop the hints and whatnot. But then it was like, because she had seen, and then she offered the bottle, and I was like, oh crud, because he's seen this, and I'm like, yeah, we weren't going to get there for like 2 or 3 sessions, I figured. So that was like, we were behind, and then you just kind of leapfrogged ahead, and I'm like, wow, you guys are awesome. So I want to thank all our viewers for being with us tonight. I want to thank you for not only being part of the show, but for shaping the show. One of the things I want to do is do that a whole lot more, where we're going to give you choices on how to manipulate who people are, how they react, so that you can truly be part of shaping the game with the table. We want you at our table. When I said you're the 12th man, all of our viewers, you truly are. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I want to let each player, we're going to start off with Colton, and they're going to say whether they're goodbyes or tell you what to look for, and then I'll wrap it up at the end. So Colton, say your goodbyes and pick your Vic, please.
Thank you guys, everybody, for showing up. I hope you all enjoyed, playing along with us. Yeah, I'm really excited where we're gonna go from this. Maybe we'll role play a whole meal pretty quick here, and go through it because we're gonna have it. I'm getting hungry now. Throw it over to Kitty.
Oh, what are we? I
saying
am looking
goodbye.
for. Ignore me. My brain processes about as fast as Huxley's. I want to say I'm really looking forward to making maybe more positive character interactions. Also looking forward to having that bad luck play in. And it was great being here. I will pass it over to Maximum Effort.
Woo! Awesome. So I thought tonight was awesome. A lot of cool and different role playing going on. Did not expect that hug, and neither did B.O.S.E, but he loved it. But other than that, I can't wait until next week. And for all of y'all viewers and such, just try something new this next coming week. Do something. Everybody's gotta live their life, right? You might as well live it to the fullest. And times are a little rough, so just relax every once in a while, take a load off, and like I said, try something new. I'm gonna throw it over to Stranger.
Yeah, I'm Stranger. Hi. Or in this case, bye? I don't know. We're doing a thing. I do a thing. You can find me on that thing called Deck of Queers on Twitter, on Spotify, and online at deckofqueers.com. And we're a little queer podcast. Shout out to my players and also to all the viewers. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah. Alex.
There we go.
Yeah, and you awesome possum viewers, please make sure, if you haven't already, from the deepest part of the bottom of my heart, personally, I will be forever grateful if you do click that follow button if you haven't already. That way you can be, like Sean said, a part of all our games, have that participation, and be able to keep up with the story. If you ever miss an episode, feel free to join the Discord, where we post all of our YouTube stuff up there as well, that you can track down and catch up to where we are today. We keep making jokes about cows in 27. Might be good for you guys to know what that means. For me, personally, I do a podcast with my two other siblings. It's called Three Minds. It's already in the Twitch chat. If you want to check it out, you can check it out. If you don't want to check it out, nobody, I'm not your dad. Do whatever you want. Shares a lot of information about me at scary levels of information about me. So if you're into cyber stalking me, you can listen to it. If you're not into cyber stalking me, you can also listen to it. There's a pretty good episode about dogs that came out recently. But yeah, that's it for me. I do a podcast, I do this thing, and please follow.
Awesome.
I can almost promise you won't regret it.
Well, we now know where the sad puppy thing came from, and I'm hoping that possibly Kitty Doe might draw us an art of that hug. Otherwise, hey, if you're watching and you think you could draw up a hug of this gigantic bouldery vine thing, wrapping his arms around this cleric, wrapping his arms around this really powerful black, not ninja, but just all clad in black individual with a toothy piranha-like goblin hanging onto the leg, man, bring it on. I want to see that. That would just be awesome. I just love these players, and I love all of you. Thank you so very much. You really make this worthwhile. A lot of times it's a lot of work to do it, but you know what? You make it so much fun, and I'm always astounded by the story that your players, present to you. I just try and help bring the setting together and manage the chaos, but the story they're making is awesome. We're already kind of leapfrogging ahead on a couple things, and I'm excited to see where they take the story next week. We look forward to seeing y'all next week. This is Legend of Song.
Tonight we're tossing it over to Dicey Rants, awesome D&D channel. I checked them out a little bit earlier. They're about our size. Give them some love.
Sweet!
Now sign off. Now you can say goodbye. And we're tossed over. Oh, I call them dice rants.
Kitty, I just want to say that
All right.
that hug was just masterful.
Thank you. It felt very.
That was something, all right.
I was waiting for one of those moments from you, Kitty, and I'm glad I didn't have to wait very long at all.
Lysander taking people's mustaches in two pairs.